Hello you guys, and welcome back for another video. I am excited about today's video because we are going to be doing some deep cleaning, decluttering, and organizing in my kitchen. This is something I have put off for months to honestly maybe even years. I can't tell you the last time that I decluttered my kitchen, and I am also desperately needing to wipe down all of the cupboards and all of the shelves in my cupboards and all of the drawers. When we had our kitchen painted a couple of months ago, they took all of the doors and drawers off, so everything was open and exposed, and everything got really dusty. And after they were finished, I never went through and wiped everything down, which I know that's kind of gross, but that's just the reality of what happened. So we are tackling it all today. Before we start diving into everything, I did just want to clean the kitchen first. I always like to have a nice clean slate before I start pulling everything out of the cupboards and make a bigger mess than we started with. So I am just quickly doing a quick clean of the kitchen, and then we are going to start with the decluttering and the organizing.
My room is a mess, it could use a hand. My favorite TV shows are capturing. I know must get it right, must get back in the fight.
I did ask in last week's video what your ideal cleaning video length would be to watch, and almost all of you said over 30 minutes, which honestly kind of surprised me, but I am happy to create longer videos for you to watch. And I think this video is my longest one yet. So I am always going to shoot for over 30 minutes now. Some weeks it works out, some weeks it doesn't, but I will do my best to continue making the longer videos.
Where did it go? The feeling of thirst, desire to be a rock in my heels. I'm numbers of poison, flows in my veins.
I cannot believe we are already over halfway through September already. I absolutely love September. I love the fall time. I love diving back into our routines and our schedules. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but September feels to me like January 1st feels to a lot of people. September is a fresh start. I find it a lot more of a fresh start for my family compared to January 1st. It always just gives me a lot more of that new year feeling with a fresh new school year starting and all of their sports start up and all of the holidays are starting to arrive, and it really is just my favorite time of year. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little overwhelmed and stressed at times. There is so much on the go at all times, especially with 3 kids being in school and sports, and not just having sports, but they have sports multiple days of the week. Gray does jujitsu 3 nights of the week, and that alone is busy. But Rowan's in gymnastics, Quinn does swimming lessons, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. But with the fresh start, I also always want to get my house under control. And that is what inspired me to finally tackle my kitchen. I did not do much spring cleaning at all this year. I usually do my spring cleaning in the spring with everyone else, but I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of my deeper cleaning this fall instead. We did renovate our kitchen in the spring, and I feel like that's a big contributor to why I didn't really do any deep cleaning, but I am ready to tackle it now, and I am determined to get every single space in my house deep cleaned, decluttered, and organized before the holidays arrive. So there will be tons of decluttering and organizing videos coming your way. I felt amazing after filming this video, and it really did motivate me to continue on and tackle every single room and every single space. I did purchase a candle warmer lamp a couple of weeks ago, and I told you guys I would get back to you on my thoughts on it. I have really been liking it. I have been using it for the full 2 or 3 weeks that I've had it, but I will say the scent of the candle is not as strong when you use the lamp versus actually burning the candle. I do still enjoy lighting my candles. I didn't get it as an alternative. I got it as just something additional. I love the coziness of a lamp. I love the way it looks in my kitchen, and it's fun to just try new things out. I do like it. I do recommend it, but if you are looking for a strong candle scent, I would still recommend burning it, but this is a fun alternative. While we are on the topic of routines and organization and busy schedules, I wanted to introduce you guys to my family's new best friend. This is our skylight calendar, and it has been a game changer when it comes to the way my entire household runs. And a big thank you to Skylight for sponsoring today's video. If you guys have kids in school and sports, you already know there are so many dates and events to remember, and it is so easy to drop the ball somewhere. The Skylight calendar helps my entire family as a whole keep organized when it comes to schedules, events, chore charts, grocery lists, dinner planning, and everything in between. Skylight has been my all-in-one tool to declutter my mental load and keep things running smoothly. Skylight is also so much more than just a calendar. It is a full family operating system. It can sync events from most existing digital calendars, including Google, Apple, and Outlook, and I am able to manage everyone's household duties with the chore chart, where each member of my house is responsible for checking their lists and making sure each task is done, whether that be their daily, weekly, or monthly to-dos. My kids have been loving this because they love to keep their chore chart up to date. They love to be able to use the Skylight calendar themselves, and they love watching the screen explode with emojis when their list is complete. You are also able to create separate lists, including grocery lists, that everyone is able to access on the go through the Skylight app. With the Skylight Plus subscription, you are able to access even more support. My personal favorite is the Sidekick, which is a magic family assistant. It allows you to do things like simply take a photo of, let's say, your kids' school's important dates, and it will add all of those dates onto your calendar for you. You can also access a full weekly meal planning tab with a recipe storage. This is a game changer for those busy weekday nights and my personal most used support system. I love that if I find a recipe online that I am wanting to try, I can easily add the URL, and my Skylight calendar will streamline the recipe and the steps to make it for a one-stop shop when I am ready to create that recipe at home. I honestly cannot rave enough about this feature. It is the best. Get organized in 2025 with the Skylight calendar. Use my code Aleah30 at the link in the description, or scan the QR code here for $30 off your 15-inch calendar, available globally. And a big thank you to Skylight for sponsoring today's video. Now that the kitchen is clean, we are going to be starting the big project of the day, which is going through all of the cabinets and all of the drawers in my kitchen. I was very excited to get this done, but as I was starting to look through all of the cupboards and the drawers, I was already feeling overwhelmed, and I hadn't even started. I knew this was going to be a big project. I knew it was going to be time consuming, but I did underestimate it. This did take me a lot longer than I thought it would. I originally planned on tackling the entire kitchen in this video, but it took me hours and hours to go through all of just the bottom cabinets and drawers alone. So that is what we are focusing on today. And then I will be tackling all of the top cupboards in my kitchen in my next video. So my plan for the day was tackle one cupboard at a time. I wanted to completely empty out each space, and then of course I am going to clean it before we go through and put everything back. I did start off by vacuuming because the amount of crumbs in all of these cupboards and drawers was slightly embarrassing. It really did show that I have not done this in a very long time, but I decided to vacuum them all out, and then I am just using good old fashioned hot water and dish soap in a bowl. I sometimes feel like this is the most effective way to clean, especially when it comes to dust and grease and just things like that that can linger in the kitchen. So I just have really hot soapy water and I'm going to go through each space. Once the space is clean, I am going to sort through all of the items that I originally took out, and I am only going to be keeping what we actually use and what we actually need.
Moving, make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one. You and me are moving, make sure we get through this. Let's just keep on dancing as one.
I did have an organizer to be able to stand all of my baking sheets up, but I did decide to get rid of it and just lay all of my baking sheets on top of each other. I did feel like this just made it look a lot more organized and it did just feel less cluttered. So I got rid of the organizer altogether and I kept things pretty minimal under here. You will notice I have a quick outfit change in the next clip, and that is because I was getting hot in a sweater and leggings. It is that awkward time of year where the mornings and the evenings are super cool, so I do have to wear a sweater and pants to school drop off, but as the day goes on, it gets quite hot and it is back to summer weather, so I wanted to get changed into a t-shirt and shorts. I am trying to enjoy the last of our summer weather and having some heat, so I am wearing shorts as long as possible. The last time I cleaned out this drawer, I got so many comments from you guys because I kept a ton of silicone spatulas. I probably have at least 10. To be fair, the only reason I kept so many was because that is one of the utensils that my kids like to use when they are playing with Play-Doh. But I have not grabbed them since the last time I decluttered. So I knew it was time to say goodbye to most of them. I do have a favorite 4, I would say, that I do use consistently, but besides that, I can pretty much get rid of the rest. I do end up getting rid of quite a bit out of this utensil drawer, and it felt really good to clear it out. When I am decluttering a space, I do find that I have to revisit the space a few times before I finally get it completely decluttered. I don't know if it's me having a hard time getting rid of items or if I managed to collect a few extra things over time. But when I originally declutter a space, I usually leave feeling pretty happy, but I know I had a hard time parting with certain items. And then the second time I go in, I know what I haven't used since the last time, so I can get rid of a few more things. But then by the third or fourth time, which is where I was at with this drawer, I am a lot more ruthless with the decluttering process. I feel like I have a much easier time getting rid of things and not wanting to keep anything that we aren't actually using. It always feels so much better clearing out the space and only keeping what is actually in use in our house.
I'll be the witch you tell your friends.
I was needing a little midday pick-me-up, so I did make myself a matcha, and these glasses are so adorable. I got them from Amazon. They were pretty inexpensive. I will have them linked down below if you are interested, but I find if I have coffee in the afternoon, it kind of makes me feel sick, but I still want that little caffeine pick-me-up. I have really been trying to stay away from energy drinks. I used to drink an energy drink almost every single afternoon. I love the Alani's, but I know those are absolutely terrible for you. So I love a matcha or maybe just a diet Pepsi over ice in the afternoon. I know neither of those are probably great for you either, but I definitely didn't need as much caffeine as I was getting from the energy drinks, especially when I do drink a double espresso in the mornings. I do actually get heart palpitations if I drink too much coffee or if I drink too much caffeine, and that was happening. So that is where cutting back has stemmed from, if you were wondering, not that anyone asked, but I do try and pay attention to what my body is telling me and adjust accordingly.
I'm just so sick of it. Can't believe that I've been with someone like you. Don't forget I know your secrets too. In a minute I can spill the truth. 'Cause you'll never change, you'll always stay the same. Go on and tell all your friends all about me. I don't give up, nothing sticks to me, baby. Yes, hon, I'm Teflon, I don't give it up, so go ahead and tell them I'm a little bit too much for you. Maybe you're not man enough, 'cause I speak my mind, yes, baby.
So after going through the 5 or 6 areas that we have cleaned so far, this is how dirty and disgusting my soapy water was. So I did dump this out and refill it with some clean hot water. I was shocked by this. Like I said, when we did get our kitchen redone, they did take all of the drawers and doors off of our kitchen, so they were open for a couple of weeks during the entire process. It was a very dusty process. My house was probably getting dirt flying in from the open windows, so it's not shocking that there was dust and dirt collected in these areas, but I was a little shocked at how much there was.
Think that I'm a little bit too much for you. Maybe you're not man enough, 'cause I speak my mind, yeah, I spit it out. I don't care about if you think that I'm a little bit too much.
This container drawer is one of the biggest issue areas for me. I am constantly just tossing the containers and the lids into the drawer when I am emptying the dishwasher. I was on a really good routine of putting everything back nicely how I had it, but I completely lost that over the last few months and I was paying for it. So I was really excited to get this drawer reorganized since it was school time and I am in this drawer every single day when I am packing the kids' lunches. I just wanted to go through and make sure every container had a lid, and these were the pieces that were without a match, so I am just getting rid of all of this stuff, and everything else that I am putting into the drawer does have a lid, and I just stacked it and placed it into the drawer how it made sense for me.
Looking back at the good times before it all went down. Climbed right up on the hillside, a different view of my life. You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything that we could have been.
This area looks so much better. I feel like I am going to have such an easier time packing lunches now. There is truly nothing worse than digging through all of the containers, trying to find the matching lids when I am in a rush trying to pack the kids' lunches in the morning. So, this is going to be a game changer for me when it comes to how my mornings flow on school mornings. But this cupboard here is the other area that I have been dreading tackling. It is an absolute disaster. This is probably the worst area in the entire kitchen. I don't even know how it has gotten this bad, but I was desperately needing to get it taken care of. I honestly didn't even know what was in this cupboard. The only thing I usually grab out of here is the cheese grater. So I knew I was going to be able to get a ton of stuff out of here and send it off for donations. Here is the perfect example of why you should go through your stuff regularly and always be decluttering, because I found this cutting board underneath this cupboard and it has probably been sitting under there for years. I probably got this as a gift from someone years ago and I was waiting to use it and to have a place for it, but I forgot it was in there buried under all of this stuff. So I went out and purchased this cutting board, which is the exact same. It is the exact same brand and it's identical. So that is such a waste of money and so ridiculous. So if that's not a great reminder, I don't know what would be. And I actually think I like this one better with the wood grain. So how annoying. So I was having a hard time going through some of the stuff that was in this cupboard and trying to decide what to donate and what to keep. I do have a blender. I have had this blender since I moved out when I was 18, but it does still work and I feel like every household needs a blender. We honestly rarely ever use this, but I feel like the second I get rid of it, I'm going to need a blender. And I feel like these are probably pretty expensive to replace. So when I am decluttering, I do try and weigh the pros and cons. And if I did decide to get rid of the blender that I rarely ever use, but I did end up needing it soon, how much would it cost me to replace? Is it worth replacing? And the answer to both of those questions was it would probably be expensive and it wouldn't be worth replacing. I wouldn't buy a brand new blender for how infrequently we use it. So it's a better option for me to just keep the blender for maybe the once a year we might need it than have to replace it altogether if I needed to in the future. This cupboard is definitely a little random. It has a little bit of everything, but that is just what works for me. Everything has a home and it looks so much better than it did before.
Everybody's been saying that you're up to no good. Everyone has been telling me that you got me hooked. You're playing it big time. You're feeding me lies. Everyone has been bugging me to sever the ties, but I would never, ever, ever would have believed them, no reason. Sometimes the truth is hard to see, but never, never, ever, ever seem to be over.
The next area we are going to be tackling is all of my baking tins and my muffin tins. I knew I was going to be able to declutter a lot of what was in here. I don't use a good majority of this, and these side cabinets were also some of the dustiest and also greasiest areas in the entire kitchen. I don't know how the dust and grease had accumulated so much in these specific areas and not as much in the other cupboards, but I was really needing to scrub these down because it was a very thick layer of dust and grease.
No reason. Sometimes the truth is hard to see, but nothing ever seemed to be over. I saw her, so I'm happy I got freed. Lucky me. Lucky me. I won, got it done. Lucky me. Lucky. I won't let the door hit when I leave. I guess that I was born beneath a very lucky star, and in a week or two I won't remember who you are. Man down, he ran out of luck and now it's my time. Ain't no looking back, I'm on the right track.
I feel like my utensil drawer is always left open just a little bit, enough for a bunch of crumbs to fall into here because I always find the crumbs collect in my utensil holder. So I wanted to get this area cleaned up as well and get all of the crumbs out of here. It is just not appealing to open your utensil drawer and see crumbs sitting with the clean utensils. So this was another area I was really excited to get done. And maybe I'm exposing myself a little bit because some of you are looking at this and thinking, wow, I have never had crumbs in my utensil drawer. And if that's the case, maybe I'm an exception and that's unfortunate. So you'll have to let me know if this ever happens to you. But that's what my channel's all about. I try to keep things as real as possible here, and hopefully it comes with minimal judgment.
Wait a second, I don't need you. Then why so settled? I miswithdrew. Still it feels just like I'm waiting for something better.
So this is a little off topic from this video, but I just had a delivery at the door and it was my Govee Christmas lights and I am so excited about these. They are the Govee permanent outdoor lights and we're going to hang these up this weekend because I can also use these for Halloween and I can make them like orange and green or purple, you know, Halloween colors. But I am so excited about these. I ordered them from Costco online. They did have them in store, but they sold out very quickly. So I just ordered them from Costco and I cannot wait to have Christmas lights on my house. And I like that these are kind of hidden underneath. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys. Hidden underneath, so you don't have to take them down every year. If you guys know me, you know I love Christmas, so this is a very exciting purchase for me.
I wanna stay up late with my heart in your head. Maybe stay too much cause you don't understand. You got me gone.
Some of my frying pans have seen better days. We did take these with us when we were camping and we used them to cook over the fire and over the barbecue, and that is why they are in such rough shape. So instead of donating these, I did decide to keep them and I am just going to keep these in the trailer and I'm just going to buy a new set for the house instead of using the same set for the house and for camping.
Or just the best you've ever had. 'Cause I'm a little bit unsteady, even a little bit mad. Might be a disaster. When I'm with you, I feel different. Like I'm brand new, less ignoring. Still it feels just like I'm waiting for something better. Wait a second, I wanna stay up late with my heart in your hand. Maybe stay too much cause you don't understand. You got me caught.
So this side cupboard was even dirtier and greasier than the other one. I don't know how the dust and grease had collected so much in these side cabinets. To be fair, I very rarely open this one. There is nothing in here that I use on a daily or even monthly basis. Anything that is in this space is more seasonal. I keep a lot of my Christmas plates in here. I have a couple serving bowls that I got from Portugal. Those are the newest addition here, but this is all stuff that I use on very rare occasions. So maybe it's just the lack of opening and using this space that it collects so much dust. I have no idea, but either way, I am very happy to have it cleaned up.
To tell what you were thinking, babe. Your thoughts are only getting louder. While you are up in space, I sit here by myself. Are you gonna spill the truth or waste your life away? Sitting on your fingertips, so I know what you'll say.
Since this cutting board was brand new, unused with the tag, I did decide to donate this one. Someone else out there will make much better use of it than I apparently was. I was able to completely fill this bin full of stuff to take for donation, and that feels really good considering I am only half done decluttering my kitchen. I still need to do all of the upper cabinets, and I think I am going to have so much stuff to donate, especially from my mug and glassware cupboard. I have so much stuff in there that we no longer use, and I just have a feeling we're going to be able to clear out a lot more. But the last area that we are going to be tackling in this video is my junk drawer. As you can see, things have accumulated a lot in here. I don't know where we collect so many pens and lighters and markers and just all of the things, but pretty much anything that is stray around my kitchen ends up in this junk drawer, and I do have to clean this out every 3 or 4 months to try and stay on top of it.
I swear I never thought it would matter if I'm gone by now. All my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good. I keep on driving till it bends, still it feels like I pretend. Keep on driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving.
Justin has a bad habit of bringing home pens from work. He always puts them in his pocket, forgets they're in there, and then they end up in my kitchen. So I am making a bag full of pens and highlighters, and I'm assuming almost all of these came from his place of work. So I am going to send this with him tomorrow to work so he can return them, because I do not want nor need them in my house. Nobody needs 40 pens.
Keep on driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving.
So that is going to be it for today's video. I feel amazing to have finally started this project. It is something I've been putting off since we did the kitchen months ago, and I'm ready to just continue on. I did originally plan on doing all of the upper cabinets in this video as well, but I have unfortunately run out of filming time today, so I'm just going to make this a two-part series, I guess, and we will work on all of the upper cabinets in my next one, and they're honestly just as bad as the bottom ones, so stay tuned for that. But now I am going to sit down and edit this footage. I also have a sink full of dishes already. I filmed this video in 2 days, and this is day number 2. I cleaned the kitchen yesterday, and things are already getting out of control because that is just real life in my house. But thank you guys so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you all very soon with my next one. Bye guys.